You're listening to Am I the Bolcast, the only podcast about Magic the Gathering that you're listening to right now. I'm your host, Mike Carrozza, and with me today we're doing a Mailbag episode. We got the co-hosts in the house, starting with the one and only genius super producer. It's Morgan Sanchez. Hi, Morgan.
What's happening, Mike? It's January 8th and it's pouring rain outside, y'all. I'm done with the snow and winter is over.
Damn, okay. That's crazy because we got slush and ice and hella snow. It snowed like crazy up here. You guys are done with it? We're just getting started,
It's
it
over.
seems.
It's over.
Damn, Chicago's done with the snow. That's crazy. And speaking
the
of
rat
Chicago,
hole is ready to be filled again.
yeah,
Finally.
the rat hole.
I took work off when that happened. I was so devastated.
R.I.P. Rat hole.
Well, that other voice you just heard is our other co-host, Michael Celani, aka gamesfreaksa. What's happening, Michael?
Oh, nothing much. I've been so just doing nothing with my spare time. Certainly not creating basically a second EDH rec. So,
well, that's one way to put it, baby. It's really fun. It's a really cool thing you put together there, buddy.
Yeah, recommander.cards. It's like recommender, but with an A, because it's a
like
pun. Because there's a commander, and
I think I get it.
You get it.
I think I understand.
And a rec.
You do
a recom.
Yeah, you do jokes. I almost said you do drugs.
I do those too. Anyway, we're back. It's a new year. We've had, let's see, this should be the second episode of the new year. And if it's the first, Happy New Year. Happy New Year. We took a little break over the holidays. We decided, you know what? We can chill for a bit. Don't you worry about it. The Bolcast is back, and shout out to all the bowl cuts out there still listening to us. We love you, fam. We love you big time. You guys are great. Hope you guys had a great holiday. And moreover, I hope you guys had a great Lorwyn Eclipsed.
Lorwyn
Eclipsed.
All right. Never forget the time when I said that and everybody made fun of me. I'm sorry. Eclipsed, it's kind of, it just rolls off the tongue.
Lorwyn
rolls
Eclipsed.
off the tongue.
You know what it is?
It's Lorwyn Eclipsed.
Lately, so a friend of ours came over last weekend. We had board game night, and he showed us a video of like a cat dancing, and the song is "Dwink from the Buddha," and we've been singing that to each other in the house as we hate it, but it's catchy, isn't it? And we hate ourselves for it being catchy. So we're around the apartment going, "Dwink, Dwink from the Buddha," and so now I'm just out here saying like Lorwyn Eclipsed. Sorry, Ken. Yeah, so Lorwyn Eclipsed. Shout out to everybody who made this set. Just a giant shout out to Wizards of the Coast and their design team. Phenomenal work. The art direction team, the artists, just all
gas.
The entire damn thing. I don't even think it's completely out yet.
I haven't even looked at the cards.
Congratulations.
Should be tomorrow, I think, on the Friday. June 9th or June 10th, maybe. Should be everything.
It's not June. Morgan, you said June.
January. I mean, think about this. Like, you've got like $50 reprints in one of the commander deck, in both commander decks, sorry. Plus, like, they finally gave us the Jund -1/-1 counter deck that I've been screaming about for years. Including the Scorpion God and Hapatra, so people don't have to like hurt themselves trying to find those things. The Blowfly Infestation, Necroskitter, they're all in here, dude. You've got Flourishing Defenses. It's all happening. So happy with the commander set. So stoked with the new cards from the regular set, which, by the way, killer legends throughout. We've literally got Worm Harvest on a commander for 2 mana in the command zone. Are you kidding me? We've got the Mike Carrozza friggin' invitational card in Twilight Drover. Hi there, hello. It's not officially a Mike Carrozza invitational card, but it might as well be. Sorry, Ken. It is my favorite card printed in a long time. It is already a front runner for friggin' a card of the year for me. Twilight Drover is. Twilight Drover? No, wait. I'm calling it the wrong thing. Twilight Drover is already a card. This one is, you see, I saw it right before recording, and I'm in love. Twilight Diviner. Twilight Diviner is an elf cleric for 2 and a black, 3/3. When this enters, surveil 2. Already
Mike,
pretty great.
I'm gonna interrupt you to prevent you from embarrassing yourself.
Why?
Those are called diviners, not diviners.
Go f
But
yourself.
what if they're
Sorry,
diviners,
Ken.
Michael? What if they're diviners, Michael? What if?
What if they're
We're
diviners?
What if
we're-
they're
That
diviners?
sounds like a third tier basketball team.
Diviner's a fine way to say it.
What if-
I don't care for diviner. What is this? The UK?
Yeah,
I'm sorry.
Divining
do you pronounce
it
it
up.
My family
divination?
didn't come over here from the Mayflower. I'm trying to be an American about it. Look, we might still have the queen on our money, but god damn it, I'm not pronouncing stuff like that. It's a diviner. It's divine. It's divining. Divination is one thing. I'm not saying divination or
It's the
divination,
same word,
but it's
a
Twilight
diviner does divination,
Oh,
just like a
fucking
painter
whatever.
does
Sorry, Ken.
paintation. You know,
It sounds
Man,
cooler, and I think
I-
that kind of rules it out. As somebody who used to edit the EDH Rec blog, let's go diviner. It just sounds, and when it sounds cooler, you can't
sounds
argue with
better.
the grammar.
Twilight
Yeah.
Diviner. Boo.
Diviner, who is that guy? A nerd.
Who's that guy?
Diviner.
Twilight Diviner.
Oh, look at that diviner. It's a
Twilight?
slur. That's a
You've got
slur.
3 I sounds in it. That's how you know it's right. Twilight Diviner versus
Like a song.
Twilight Diviner. Boo.
Quit.
It's got
I
musicality
quit.
to it with Twilight Diviner. Twilight Diviner, I'm going to read it again. Twilight Diviner, 3 mana, 3/3, 2 and a black. When it enters Surveil 2, it's an elf cleric. Yeah, that's right, cleric lovers. You got another banger on your hands. Shout out to Aura Skyclave Hierophant decks that are going to want to jam this in. Whenever one or more other creatures you control enter, if they entered or were cast from a graveyard, create a token that's a copy of one of them. This ability triggers only once each turn. Hold on a second. Did I spend my holiday time tearing apart several decks so I can build a Beta Ancestor's Voice and a Marchesa Dealer of Death Reanimator deck? Am I going to need copies of this in both decks? Absolutely. Am I also going to need it for so many other decks of mine? 100%. Is this not the most Mike-coded card so far that we've seen in a while? Yes.
I know you said Mike coded, but it really sounded like Mike coated, like coated. Like you've got those greasy Cheeto puff fingers and you're
Diviner.
holding
And I'm
you're
gonna,
hanging
my
a game
sleeves are gonna be
controller on
messed
your
up. I'm gonna, you know what's gonna happen?
You're gonna have
I'm gonna-
like 99 pristine sleeves in your deck,
Except
and there's
for
gonna be
one.
one, and it's just gonna be
Yeah.
dirty and grungy.
And,
it's like
and it's the Twilight Diviner. Thank you very much. And you know why it's gonna be messed up is because the moment I draw it, tears of joy will hit my eye, and I will dab my eye with the card, and people will be like, "Uh-oh, Mike's got the best card in the world in his fucking hand." Sorry, Ken. And that's right. I'm gonna throw it down. It's gonna be perfect. Lorwyn Eclipsed, shout out everybody involved. Chef's kiss. It's what I've been waiting for. I've been dying for this set, and I'm so glad they didn't fumble it. The recording of the story took a couple swings with the voices. I'll tell you that much. As much as I dislike the voice for Sanar, I love the card. You'll find out pretty soon. I have an article coming. I'm gonna be doing a deck tech for Sanar Innovative First Year on EDH Rec, so keep your eyes peeled for that, because your boy is pretty into this guy. I took okay, couple updates from last year, and this might shock some of you guys. I took apart my Prosper deck.
hold
I'm
on,
gonna say it again.
you killed your child?
I killed my boy.
Oh my
I killed
god,
my boy. My Prosper deck
But
is
your
no
girl
more.
is still alive, right?
Morgan,
Which
do we have to
girl?
go to
Lizolda?
the cops?
Lizolda is still, Lizolda is absolutely still together.
Okay,
thing
well,
is-
that's all I care about.
People get excited to see Lizolda in the command zone. People hate seeing Prosper in the command zone, and I hate making people upset based on just flipping a commander.
Can't believe
So
you
I
got.
stopped playing it.
I
I
can't
wanted
believe
to
you
play
got
it, but
peer
nobody liked
pressured.
it. Yeah,
You should just be like me. You should just play Turgrid, and if everyone hates you, fine. I don't
Michael,
need to
here's
have
the thing.
I don't need to be sociable. I'm not the bolus. Everyone
Yeah,
else
no,
is
you
just
are.
butthurt.
Turgrid in the command
Am I the
zone. You are the
butthurt?
bullet. You are the butthurt. I am the butthurt.
Yeah.
I'll say did not expect to do it. I hemmed and hawed about it for a while, and I was talking to my friends in like this playgroup chat that I have, and I kept going, should I take apart Prosper? They're like, do you still enjoy playing it? And I say, yes, I love playing it. Nobody else does. And they're like, do you get to play it at all? Do you get to play it often? No, not really. I think it's time to take it apart. Why do I bring this up after I spoke about Sanar? Excellent question. Nobody. Sanar.
Why did you bring it up after you talked about Sanar?
Thank you, Celani. Sanar is, frankly, a powered down Prosper. Now listen, people are going to be mad at me, but most of my Prosper deck was red. Most of my Prosper deck was a red deck that just like did a bunch of stuff that procced off of exile triggers. You got the mana from Prosper, sure, but Sanar is pretty interesting in the way that like nobody's going to look at this and go, oh yeah, that's like the strongest thing you can build. Nah, people are unimpressed. And I'm here to say, get impressed. Get impressed. It's a less good Prosper, which just makes it a pretty good card. So I'm going to read it real quick for everybody.
Guy.
He's
look
so
at that
fun.
Little guy.
He's so
just
cute.
A little guy.
He's got such cool hair.
Yeah.
Sanar Innovative First Year is a 2 hybrid is it 2/4 legendary creature goblin sorcerer with keyword vivid. Vivid is a new flavor word, I guess. They just tacked it on the Bloom Tender because it checks for how many colors among permanents you control. Vivid at the beginning of your first main phase, which I wish it said upkeep. I wish it said upkeep. I would slam this in my 9th Doctor deck right away. At the beginning of your first main phase, reveal cards from the top of your library until you reveal X non-land cards, where X is the number of colors among permanents you control. For each of those colors, you may exile a card of that color from among the revealed cards, then shuffle. You may cast the exiled cards this turn. So, here's what we're talking about. We're talking about your main phase, your first main phase. You get to exile until you hit 2 non-land cards, and if one of them is blue, one of them is red, you get to cast them that turn. If they're both blue and red, you get to cast them both. As well, if they're both red, you get to cast one. Doesn't matter. Point is, it's at least 2 cards that you get to look at. But if you've got stuff like Exhibition Magician that makes a white and green citizen token, you get to look at 4 more cards. You get to look at 2 more cards, so you get to look at 4 exiled non-land cards. Now, surely you cannot cast 4 that turn because you won't have a white or a green card in your deck with Sanar at the helm, but you will get to look at 4 cards, choose probably 2 of the best of them, cast them that turn. You're looking at so many cards. This is high card velocity. This is great. This is such a fun card. This card has me looking at Is It and going, I like this, and I fucking hate Is It. Sorry, Ken. I don't care for Is It. And I chimed in the EDH Rec Discord, and I said, hey, editors, I would like 1 Sanar deck tech, please. Assign me this little guy.
1 Sanar deck tech, please.
That's what I'm freaking talking about, baby.
That's just how you sounded. You
That's
go
what I'm
up there
freaking talking
about.
I'll take 1
deck tech.
I am thrilled with this set. Who's caught your eye? Morgan, you go first. Tell us who in this set, what commander, what legend has you going, oh, damn.
I'll admit that I haven't seen a legend that's popped off to me yet, but like these rares, these uncommons, these mythics, these funky design choices. Like just recently today, we were talking about Moonshadow and the Champions of the Shoal. The
Tell me more.
The Moonshadow gal is like goth GF, but like a little bit of monster in there.
Oh yeah.
Just like really, really dope card that I can't wait to pick that up. It just looks sick. And then Champions of the Shoal got me being like, I guess I just need a Merfolk deck now because I want to just be using this. Like, yeah. I can't say that I've been super into like the 1 type cards ever mostly, but like, man, some of these cards just like the design is so much more open, I feel, just in general with the in-universe stuff, because not only do we have like stuff from past Lorwyn block, but we have like new stuff that we can pump up in the story and like add that to the design of the cards and like bring it back -1 counters, y'all. I will say, Morrow, thank you, because he said we would never do that because it was too complex for folks. And granted, it is, and you want to be plus and stuff. You don't want to be like, that guy's
You got to
That guy's
get two
dying,
different
but
colors of dice that you pre-release. Don't forget, you got +1
But-
counters and -1 counters. They cancel each other out. Don't worry about it.
that edition adds like really dope brewing complexity, really dope card interactions. But like we need more of that, because what happens even in Commander, even if you're not playing the same cards, there tends to be a pretty specific archetype for each deck, even for each archetype, right? There's never like a wide arena of choices anymore because people want things to go a certain way. I'm kind of a fan of like some of this crazy ass design that makes people look and go, huh, maybe I could do something different. And then you show up, you slam that card down, people are like, what the hell is even that? Like, what is that doing?
Dog.
That's why I like how big this design space is, how complex it is. Like maybe the new players just need to spend some extra time playing some games. Let's do it.
Yes. Snaps all around. Morgan, I am living for these designs. This is
Champions of the Shoal? Come on.
I mean, the champion
part of that is
cycle
good.
so far is kind of bananas, but they do need you to be playing that creature type. So it's like, I've never been like a Kindred fan. It's not been my thing. But there's some designs that I'm like, whoa,
Right.
hold on.
Yep.
What is happening here? Am I finally looking at standard like, oh, is it time? Does your boy get into friggin' standard? Like, I'm out here. Look, we don't have a new Wart. I miss Wart. I wish we saw her again. We have Grub. Sure. We need Wart. Just, we've gotten callbacks, but we're not going to see her, I don't think.
I'm really happy that you don't have a new Wart, Mike. You have to go to the CVS and get something to freeze it off if you do. It's real bad.
Everybody quiet so it's easy for Ken to cut out that joke. Okay, perfect.
It wasn't
Thanks,
a joke.
Ken.
It was genuine.
I'm being a dick.
It's real
It's fun to
advice.
be a dick to you a little bit. You take it on the chin, and
I can't believe you're the bolus.
I am the bolus. I'm the judge
Morgan,
to tell you.
We have to coup. We have to create a
take
coup
this
here.
Away from
we
me.
can't
It'll
have a
free up
bolus.
my nights.
Mike's the bolus. Roll credits. That's the episode, folks. We got to it pretty quick and fast, but
I mean, look, I'm gonna be honest. My goal this year is to play more Magic than I've ever played. Period. That's my goal this year, and I've been organizing game nights at my place and going to the store a lot. And already, on like the first weekend of the new year, my buddies came over and we spent like noon to midnight playing games. It was a bit of a revolving door. I had people showing up and some people leaving. We had a great day. It was awesome. And I look forward to so much more of that. And if there's anything that I could say about Lorwyn Eclipsed is that I've got so many decks brewing right now that I never thought I would even consider. Like, yes, there's the Jund -1/-1 counter deck that I've already had drafted in the cards in a deck box when I took apart Hapatra years ago. And I kept those cards together thinking, oh, for sure, they're going to make this deck someday. But, I'm looking at Bree of Clan Stoutarm. I used to have a Brown Stoutarm deck. I'm looking at that this is just, better, Brian. I've had Erdu Bruin online since the moment they spoiled it. I've opened myself back up to green. I'm not saying that this is, a year of Mikey building green, but Lewin Imperfect Naturalist speaks to me on a level that I did not realize I needed. We have Kirill Attentive First Year, Sanar Innovative First Year, Marilyn Faye Ascendant. All of these cards, I'm just naming things. I'm not even describing them. Go to Scryfall, lose your mind. Abigail, Eloquent First Year.
Start making up card names. Just start doing it.
Well, okay,
just pepper in random things that don't exist.
It's all on Scryfall.
It's all on Scryfall.
You don't want to build Poob?
Is it Poop?
Because see, 10 years from now, Poob will exist. That's the thing. We're just ahead of the game.
Poob was just spoiled, Morgan. Poob is an for some reason Esper commander.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, Poob.
It's an Esper is a Poob commander.
Yeah, Esper. No, Poob is an Esper commander. Poob. Okay, it says here Poob Callous Wanderer, 2 and an Esper, 4/4 Vigilance Flying, wild stats already. Okay, and it says I can't make up on the fly. Okay, here's the thing. Boo yourself. The only of the first year cycle that I'm not interested in is Jason Vraska's daughter. I'm not into it at all. Like
Wait, when did that happen?
Okay, so that's the thing.
I don't want to talk about it, but that happened?
No, I don't think it did, but it's like it feels too good not to be.
I wanted that to be a bit, and I'm glad it was.
People made a joke online, and it's kind of like
loot isn't even in this set.
Huh?
Loot isn't even in this set.
No, but Tam Mindful First Year is a Gorgon wizard in green and blue, and Vraska and Jace would probably make a Simic child. So Tam Mindful First Year is 1 in a hybrid Simic for a 2/2 Gorgon wizard. Each other creature you control has hexproof from each of its colors. Tap, target creature you control becomes all colors until end of turn. This card's a banger for limited, I think, but like
you don't look at that and find it interesting?
I think it's interesting in the sense that like it's giving us something new, but is it interesting in a way that I care about? No. You know what's interesting to me is the Reaper King No More. I am interested in Sanar Innovative First Year. I'm interested in Marilyn Faye Ascendant, Lewin Imperfect Naturalist, Erdu Carrier of Dawn, Kirill Attentive First Year, more so in the 99 of decks. I'm interested in throwing Doran and Fellothar the Steadfast because I'm going to make the Walls of Bossing Say a 30-60 on attack and only pay 7 for it. You know,
don't forget Poob, Dauntless Artificer.
Dauntless Artificer? I thought Poob was a Callous Wanderer. See,
no. That's
Artificer.
Commander deck Poob.
Oh, you're right. I messed that up. Anyway, point is, we're hype on Lorwyn. That's what rules. Michael, what about you? What's a legend that you're cooking up on this set?
Well, as you went through all of the cards that you were talking about, I went ahead on Scryfall and read all of the legends that have been uploaded to the site already. I'm looking forward to Ferrophor, Young Yu. When it enters, you create 1/1 green sapperling creature tokens, an amount equal to the number of counters among creatures target player controls. So you can choose to either do it yourself, or you can load up other people's creatures with counters, and then that counts.
And then it has an ability.
Yeah, it has an ability that doubles the number of each kind of counter on target creature. Okay. This spacecraft.
Okay.
That's it. That's the answer.
That is the answer. That's pretty fun.
Yeah.
It's a mono green commander, so I just like completely ignored it. But that's just a bias that I have. If it doesn't,
so you're biased against green. I mean, we knew this.
Yeah, I remain biased against green when there's no black involved.
I mean, what does it cost? 4, and it's a 7/7 with trample. That's your green card every time.
Actually, it costs 7, and it's a 4/7.
4/7. It's crazy.
It doesn't even have trample.
It doesn't have trample because it's meant to defend.
It's a small tree. It's a young tree.
It's a baby tree.
It's tiny.
It's a tree that still has the will to fight. It is not been
it's not been fully warmed yet.
It's not Doran in this set who's like shelter your heart.
Please get a new idea.
Yeah.
Doran, this is the 3rd time you've brought toughness to class. We need something else.
No, that's his thing. He's the master of it. Here's the thing about the okay, I'm gonna read flavor text now. This is how much I love this set already, and we haven't gotten it in our hands. Then we should probably get to a submission.
There's no mail this episode, is there?
No, we have mail.
This is the mail.
I have mail for us. Okay,
there are 2 mail and 1.
There's 2 mail in you, 2 pieces of mail in you.
What?
If I said 2 mails in you, all right, I'm doing the wolf thing. Whatever. My point is, Doran the Siege Tower, okay, printed originally in Lorwyn #1, right? Which was in friggin' 2007. Somebody fact check me here, Michael. What do you know? 2007 sounds right. Okay, I just went on Scryfall. I picked it up. 2007. Lorwyn originally, okay, was 2007. Doran the Siege Tower. Abzan for 0/5. Each creature assigns combat damage equal to its toughness rather than its power. Classic. Honestly, the GOAT of this effect in the sense that it's the OG of this effect. Fellothar is the GOAT right now. The flavor text on this reads, each year that passes rings you inwardly with memory and might. Wield your heart and the world will tremble. And new Doran is Doran besieged by time for 1 in an Abzan. It costs more to get him out of his out to your side of the battlefield. And the flavor text reads, each year that passes rots you with scars. Shelter your heart, for the world is cruel. Damn, Doran had to learn some hard lessons over the last 20 years. And doesn't it feel kind of like we had to do the same? All I'm saying is excellent job to whoever wrote that flavor text. The callback is phenomenal. The flip side of it totally captures the day and night of the Lorwyn Shadowmoor, the Morningtide Shadowmoor. Honestly, in Morningtide, Eventide, Lorwyn Shadowmoor, all of it. Honestly, well done. Is this podcast even listenable anymore? I'm just yelling the whole time. Do people like this?
People like when others enjoy things. Unfortunately, it doesn't get clicks, so you have to be like 5 reasons why Lorwyn Eclipsed.
Yep.
Morgan, he did it. He did it. Morgan,
Eclipsed.
he did it now.
Eclipsed.
Drink from the Buddha, Michael. Drink from the Buddha.
I did that on purpose. I swear. It's for the bit.
Yeah. Lies.
Eclipsed.
Liza Minnelli who lies. How dare you? Don't lie to me like that.
Beautiful
Unbelievable.
show.
Anyway, we should get to mail. All right, I'm good with this. Unbelievable. First of all, if you have anything that you want to talk about Lorwyn Eclipsed style, hit us up. amithebolas@gmail.com. If you've got a submission for us to read on the podcast, for me to write about in the column, please send it. amithebolas@gmail.com. I prefer to bring ones that aren't really good for the article series to the podcast because they're either short or maybe it's like it takes a little bit of work to make work as an article series. Maybe it's a topic we've covered already. But I'll say this. The submission that I decided to write about this next week, so this episode comes out weeks after this has already been published. The story's great. I really like this story a lot. I wanted to bring it to both of you, and I wanted to chat with you about it. And I'm going to read it right now. Okay? First of all, before I get into it, I want to acknowledge that, yes, it's about kingmaking technically. And yes, we get a lot of kingmaking submissions to the column, and it comes up a lot to the point where you're kind of like, another article about kingmaking. Wrong. This one has a little bit more to it. So let's dive in. Dear Mike, this scenario came up a few weeks ago, and while it didn't cause any salt in our pod, it did spark some constructive debate about kingmaking, etc. I'm interested to hear your take. We're down to 3 players. Player A manages to smash me, player B, down to exactly 1 life. Then casts Disrupt Decorum, goading my board, along with player C's positively enormous Grismold the Dreadstower. On my turn, I have 0 way to strike back at player A and 0 way to not die to player C's aforementioned Beastly Grismold, which was also goaded and would have no choice but to squish me. I cracked a healthy stack of junk tokens, searching for a way to keep myself alive, but hit nothing. I did, however, hit a fetch land. With absolutely no way to prevent my death, I instead chose to play and crack the fetch land, killing myself in the process, which freed player C's Grismold from his goaty obligations and allowed him to exact revenge on my behalf by smushing player A into goo. Like I said, no one was truly upset by this. Player A was perfectly good sport after a few expletives hurled my way, but we did talk further about the situation, with half the pod saying, hell yeah, I'd have done the same thing, and the other half saying they probably wouldn't have due to hesitations over kingmaking, and wouldn't have been too pleased to be on the receiving end of it. It wasn't a heated controversy by any means, but one I found interesting. I maintain that I was inarguably already dead, and the only recourse I had available to me was revenge on the one that sealed my fate. Yes, I intentionally handed the game to someone else by killing myself, but I did so with an in-game mechanic rather than a shady scoop. Also, I wouldn't have worked it wouldn't have worked had player A not brought me down to exactly 1 life. It kind of worked out too perfectly for me to let the opportunity pass by. LOL. Regardless, it's become my favorite loss I've ever suffered. Your thoughts? Player B. What a heater of a submission. Love this one. I love this one so much, I replied to him right away and said, buddy, the way you wrote this was so compelling. The story's fantastic. I live for stuff like this. I have a take that I'm pretty much ready to read because I wrote the article last night and it's fresh. And I have some thoughts that I really enjoy. So I might even just read that essentially. But I want to hear what you guys think. Who wants to go first? Michael, Morgan, who wants in?
I think I'll defer this one to Morgan first.
Morgan Sanchez, you're on the clock.
You know, I have a really easy breezy kind of opinion about
Hit it.
kingmaking in general. Like this person said, the fact that you use a game mechanic to do it, whether that's how your deck works in losing life or taking damage to yourself, in a way that's fun and makes sense. The fetch land unalive is a classic. I think we've
Can't
all been
bleep
there
that.
at least once. I was like thinking about like not saying it, but I did want to have like some context there for it. I feel like we've
It
all
does
done it.
matter.
And if you haven't, you've
It
done
does,
something
the algorithm
exactly.
Stuff, it does.
Exactly. And so
No,
if
I
you
was
do something
talking
like
about
that,
the context.
Right.
That
How dare
matters.
You? How dare you?
yeah,
Okay, go ahead.
of course it does. Mikey. Yeah.
The
so
whole thing is context.
what are you going to do with it? I mean, because then otherwise you're doing something else if you don't do that. But you just like, oh well, you know, it adds another layer of strategy, adds another layer of fun for someone else. But are you kind of passing that off as like, oh well, this is what should have happened if you didn't have that available, but
Right.
you have it available, so you can choose to do it. So, y'all, that's just how you play the game. Right? You could have done that out of spite. You could do that for fun. You could have done that because, yeah, I don't want to scoop. Why would I scoop if I can just do the little pingy dingy? Right?
Mm-hmm.
So that's the way that I look at it. I think it's really fun when people do that because you have the ability to do it again. So anyway, that's long story short for me. I think it adds a fun layer of strategy to it. You don't have to do it, of course, but the fact that you can and you want to, why not?
Mm-hmm. This wasn't like somebody scooped. This wasn't like somebody, as they were about to get killed, used like a generous gift to get rid of another player's like key piece. This was somebody using a fetch land to end their game. Michael, what do you think about this?
I do think that because it was a fetchland kill, because it wasn't a concession, I do think that takes the edge off a bit. The fact that it wasn't a straight up concession. Because I've been conceded on goad before, and I think that's a dick move.
Totally. That's bolus material, for sure.
It's also like it's the same thing as a concede on large lifelink swing. That sort of thing.
Yeah, no, that's garbage. I hate that.
Yeah, that should not be allowed. Like, if you're in a situation where the continued existence of your board state or existence will affect the game, then don't. I mean, I guess you can concede at any time, but it's really a dick move.
Completely.
This was funny.
Are we bleeping Dick? Is Dick worth an apology to Ken? I don't think so, right?
No,
okay,
it's
cool.
not. It's not a. We don't want to be a dick to Ken.
No, that's right. No apologies to Ken. We're not bleeping Dick.
We're not bleeping Dick, guys. We figured out. But we are bleeping or whatever that
word that was.
That's
Why would
right.
you say
Sorry,
that?
Ken.
Sorry,
Jeez.
Ken. The forbidden word.
We got so far.
The forbidden word.
We got so far.
D-I-N-G-A-L-I-N-G. We don't say the D-I-N-G-A-L-I-N-G word.
Where's my fetch land?
Where's my fetch land? Morgan drops off the call. Morgan just dips off a Zoom from the fetch. Unbelievable.
Delta.
What a joke. Incredible work. Morgan, well done. Michael, keep going. It's a dick move to concede to a lifelink swing. It's a dick move to concede because you're like goading and stuff. I
really wish I knew more about this game though. I wonder how many times player B just let like a 19-point swing through without blocking. you know, those sorts of, I'll have the life to live that off. And then you're suddenly at like 2. And you're wondering why you're not going to be able to survive another swing. It's like, it's because you failed to block with your value piece you were so attached to in like turn.
This is just how I operate,
6.
by the way.
That's
but I'm not going to say anything.
NBD, don't worry about it. I let things come through all the time with my Beidor deck. I have that Beidor Ancestors voice now. I don't care anymore. That deck is always. I was at 33 life the other night. It was awesome.
Oh my! Look at you. That's what happens when you have healthcare.
No, that
damn. I'm so envious of your country. Anyway, we've got shout out to Canada.
Shout out to Canada. The only ice here is natural. Go ahead.
I'm gonna let that sit for a second. But anyway, I don't think that you should be punished for taking a completely legal game action to, like, here's a thought experiment, because I'm clearly leaning no bolus. What if it was just a pain land that was on the board for like 5 turns?
An Ancient Tomb.
Yeah. Well, Ancient Tomb, you have to be at 2. But
no, well, you could be at 1 and it still deals with 2 damage to you and it kills you.
Oh, does it?
Yeah.
Okay. That would be fun to give lifelink to. Anyway,
yeah, Earthbend it.
Tap Ancient Tomb. What do you do? Is that worse than the Fetchland? Is it because you drew the Fetchland that it's fine?
Technically, it is worse than the Fetchland because an Ancient Tomb is a mana ability and it can't be responded to. The Fetchland can be responded to.
But the Fetchland is a cost to activate it.
Oh, that's a good point.
You can't respond to that either.
You can't respond to that either. No, you're right.
I do want to tell you that I did refrain from pointing out the subtly incorrect thing about the counters annihilating one another, but I held my tongue.
What do you mean?
When there's a very rare thing that happens where they don't get annihilated.
What are you talking about? When annihilate has a specific meaning in the game.
When a +1/+1 counter and a -1/-1 counter love each other very much.
When a mommy and a daddy love each other very much. Okay, you already made the joke. I started.
You started making the same joke again.
Zoom's delay is killing me, dude.
This is just how comedians work, Michael. They just steal cheat
jokes
and lie.
What are you, Dane Cook?
Sorry, Ken. Okay, all right. All right.
Wow, that insulted you on a personal level.
Yeah, that was. I didn't go that far. I really didn't go that far, you guys.
Honestly, somebody mute Michael. Somebody mute Michael. Morgan, unmute yourself to laugh.
You have the power. You have the power. Use it,
guys. If I don't show up in later mailbags, send the ransom money.
You were off the podcast before. You could be off it again. No, you won't though. You're on this. Whatever,
One podcast, please. Anyway,
okay.
I think
Santa's back.
That's just what he sounds like.
Yeah. All right. So, Michael, you were saying about counters annihilating each other. We're taking this digression right now. What do you mean by that? Yeah. No. Explain it. This is the kind of stuff people find interesting.
If you get too many -1/-1 counters on a thing with +1/+1 counters, it dies before the counters blow up. So it dies with both +1/+1 and -1/-1 counters.
So if I have like an 8/8 that is like if I have a 2/2 with 6 +1/+1 counters on it, and I put 8 -1/-1 counters
10
on it.
10 -1/-1 counters on it. Yeah, it will die with the +1/+1 and -1/-1 counters.
Okay.
Which is useful to know if you're going to try and do stuff like persist, because then it's not going to come back. Or the other one, undying. Yeah.
So undying,
I guess it depends on which direction you go.
Oh, that's interesting. Okay. Well, that's cool. Anyway,
I guess you couldn't really do it with persist.
I don't know that you could.
Because you would need to add counters and have it die, which is weird. But anyway.
Yeah, it would be undying. But okay, so go ahead. So Michael, what else are you thinking here about this? Because you said you're leaning not the bolus.
I mean, I still don't. There's still something that I'm upset with. Like, I still do think it's kind of sad for the goad player. You know, it's like, well,
I mean,
you had this plan, and it didn't work out because of.
Okay.
I mean, it's still it feels like a concession, right? But it isn't.
Here's
I feel like it's fine because it's rare, you know, and you have to get there to make it happen, as opposed to it just being a default option.
I think that the stars aligning on this one is all the reason you have. So here's the thing: this article might piss off a lot of people when it comes out, because literally, this is my take.
At least you're not hating on rampant growth.
Yeah, which honestly, Michael had to go into witness protection for that one.
Michael's not even my real name.
No, it hasn't.
My real name is actually Poob.
Yeah, Callous Wanderer.
Lord High Artificer.
Oh, both versions are the same guy.
I can't believe I'm in a magic set, guys.
Yeah, me too, with the Twilight Diviner. Anyway, so here's the thing about this one. Is that first thing I have to make clear when I'm making these assumptions here. It's down to 3 people. Player B, the submission person, there's no way he wins. No way. No way he wins. Either he dies to the swing from player C, or, he dies to player A killing him. Who cares? There's no way he wins. It's done. He has nothing in hand that can get him out of this. He has nothing so far that he found that can get him out of this. And we have to assume that if all goes correctly, quote unquote, player C hits player B, killing player B, and then player A swings on player C, taking the game, right? I think that's the assumption we can make based on this submission, is that player A is favored to win this game because player A did everything right to win, right? Player A has the best case for well, I would have won if it wasn't for this happening, right? Player A gets this victory of having played the game near perfectly, essentially, right? Player A gets the win on a spiritual level. Player C gets the win on a technical level because player B takes themselves out, and player C gets to attack player A, killing player A. Technically, player C is the real winner. Player A is the spiritual winner. But you know who the real winner of this entire thing is in my books? Player B. Poob. Player B. I'll say that player B got to play God. All right. So here's the thing. The moment, first of all, junk tokens, you sacrifice, you exile the card face up for all to see for you to be able to play it that turn. Player B sacks a junk token, flips a fetch land, and they could have ended the game right there. Period. You know what? Player B decides, and I'm not making a decision here because no matter what, that's kingmaking. If I decide to not play the fetch land, I'm kingmaking player A. If I decide to play the fetch land, I'm kingmaking player C. There is no in between here. The option is available and shown to everybody at the table. So what do you do? What do you favor? You pick team story over team game. I tell you that much. I'm team story all the way. Every day, all day. You know why we got the
Mike
submission?
would pull the trolley lever if it made for an interesting story.
Okay, hold on. There's no, hold on. That doesn't make any sense. No way. This isn't a trolley problem. Is this trolley
trolley problem?
This isn't trolley problem.
Kingmaking is a trolley problem.
Okay, sure, fine, whatever. Okay, I guess, yeah, fine. Then the story's better. Kill player A, literally murder him. Sorry.
Throw that lever.
My point is, like the game action player B took determined the game's winner, which is kingmaking, but everything had to just happen exactly right, and it fell into his lap. Okay, player A had to get him all the way to 1 life, and had to keep him there in order to get player C with shields down so that he can take care of player C. This is a strategy player A employed, thinking this guy's got no options left. It's perfect. Probably some table talk of player B being like, you know what, you got me. I'm just going to dig and see what I can find. With every junk token sacrifice, the likelihood that you'll find anything is lower and lower. You are not likely to find anything. Every time you sack a junk token, yes, you're getting another answer, but you have less chances now. Okay? And then you flip the fetch land, and everybody watching the table goes, what's he going to do? It's such beautiful tension, and everything that lined up to make this happen. How could you not take it? Right? It is a revenge play. It is kingmaking. It's the kind of thing that makes me feel like this is more of a 3-way draw. Okay? Technically, player B does not win the game, but he wins at life. This is your story, player B. And you know what? The only person who's really a loser, technically, technically player B is the loser here. Player A is also technically a loser, but he has the perfect, if player B hadn't done this, everybody can agree with that, and that can feel like a win. You know what I mean? Like, I did everything right. I'll take that win. Personally, whatever makes you feel better. The only person that I would say is maybe a bit of a loser here is player C, because yeah, they win, but it's tainted by the fact that player B had to give it to them. You know, player A had the win lined up, and if player B hadn't done that, player C would not have won. So entirely, essentially, player C, their Griswold and them by extension are the puppet, that player B uses in the afterlife to win. It's okay. It's player B was okay, I need to pray to the god of chance and luck for some way out of this. I need a way to gain life. I need a way to stay alive. And the god of chance just floats in and whispers in player B's ear like, the only way to stay alive is actually to die. Ooh, and just disappears as a whisper in the wind. And frankly, this is what makes Magic worth playing. I don't care who won. I care that something interesting happened at the table. I care that everybody after this game got into a spirited debate and had fun with it and walked away thinking that was a good night. I think that the way that he wrote about this, saying that people weren't upset, some people started swearing at each other, but it's not like that hasn't happened before. And it was just like,
they have to apologize to Ken every time.
That's exactly. They need to. It's fair.
Everyone should apologize to Ken anytime you swear, anywhere.
Anywhere. I'm at the grocery store looking at prices going, sorry, Ken. And people hate that for me because they're like,
I'm just picturing you in a dead empty grocery store, looking at like a package
butter.
of like prepackaged frozen chicken.
And why am I getting prepackaged frozen chicken? Well, you think
it could just be butter?
You're just looking there and you're like,
sorry, Ken.
Sorry,
I have
Ken.
said sorry, Ken, when I've sworn after recording a podcast talking to my girlfriend while we're not recording. I have said sorry, Ken, on another podcast before, and nobody knows what it is, and I have to explain it, and they're like, okay. And that's always slightly embarrassing, but also shout out to Ken, MVP of the podcast, low key. Shout out to
Ken.
And
I'd like to give another shout out to Poob, who's really helped me.
Shut up. Okay, so here's my point about, I'm just going to make this all, I think, first of all, not the bolus, period.
Yeah,
I think that
pretty clear. Do we even need to vote?
We don't need to
bolus.
Vote. We don't need to vote.
No.
I think we're all in agreement. I think it's a beautiful
There's no
story.
math here.
No, Morgan, put that away. Put down your calculator. I think that the story is like everything I want from a game. The fact that everybody kind of like broke into camps where it's like the people who like respect the game versus people who respect the experience, you know? You can either respect like the strategy win versus the story win. You know what I mean? It's almost like, and having that debate where you find out that like some of your friends disagree with you, or you say this way and everybody's like, no, I don't think I'd have done that, versus, yeah, it's perfect, you should have done that. You learned something about your friends that night. I think that this is exactly why you play Magic. This is the gathering part of Magic. This is exactly why Commander as a social format exists. It's moments like these that make me so glad that this game has stuck around for so long and given us more and more ways to enjoy it by giving us a gift that this all came together. Every game technically requires so much to happen for it to come together, but this was so many low, odd things happening that needed to happen exactly this way that you're kind of like, you gotta go for it. The fact that it was revealed as the draw off a junk token for all to see, monumental, gorgeous. This is a capital M moment. Live. It's so good. This is why you play Commander. This is why you play a game. You have feelings. There's excitement and tension. And it's all released in a way that makes everybody kind of have a moment where internally they get to go, well, I won. I kind of, I think I feel like I won. Even though I lost, I feel like I won. And that is so sick. I love this game. And I love this submission. I want to say shout out to Player B. Thank you so much for writing this in. Thank you for having this moment. Thank you for
your sacrifice.
Yeah, thank you for your sacrifice of whatever fetch land of choice. But I'll say, like, also shout out to your playgroup. Your playgroup just like all kind of talked about it and had fun about it, and it sounded like everybody was on the, like, not necessarily the same page, but the same page of having a good time together after the fact. Awesome stuff. Really love the submission. 10 out of 10 from Mikey. Straight up. Yeah, I've talked a lot. Does anybody have other thoughts to add to this? Michael, Morgan, what are you thinking?
I think you hit the nail right on the head. I think there's nothing more to be said.
Is it time to scoop the day?
And this guy
take one damage and scoop the day.
And ended up dead.
Yeah.
We've all been there.
Yeah. Before we go, do we want to shout out anything? I feel like it'd be fun to shout out somebody in the content creation sphere that you enjoy, or something that you read recently or did recently. Just a shout out segment at the end. I think this is a fun thing to do for everybody. And then also, like, yeah, maybe it doesn't need to be magic related. How about that? It can be. It doesn't have to be. If you have both, do both, magic and non-magic related. Would anyone like to start, or should I?
I want to go for magic related.
Do it
just for fun. I tell y'all go and read the articles at EDH Rec. We do a bunch of them a day. We're trying to hit a bunch of different categories, and I personally want to shout out Tyler Bucks because he recently just did an awesome article about High Perfect Morgant, Elf Ball on a budget. So Tyler does a ton of budget content. He's on YouTube and TikTok as well. Super fun, awesome guy, does great budget content. Just a really fun content creator and all around good guy. So shout out to Tyler Bucks. You rock. I'm ready to do some cool stuff with you in the new year, man.
We should have Tyler on the podcast. I feel like Tyler would be a 100%. lot of fun on the podcast. Should we, Morgan? You know, after this, shoot him a little message from the whole
Let's
crew.
do it.
Let's do it.
Make
Let's
it
get
happen.
Tyler on this bad boy. Michael, do you have anything to shout out, magic or non-magic related?
Nope, not particularly.
Okay. All right.
That's it. That's my answer.
You haven't enjoyed anything in the last week or so that made you go, I'd like it if I shared this with somebody?
I have been working on Recommander the entire time.
There we
Shout
go.
that out.
Why don't thank
That's
you?
the thing.
You can't shout
thing.
yourself out. That's just called shilling.
No, it's not shilling if it's your own thing.
It's called
that's
diviner.
Exactly what it is.
No, shilling is for something else. It's another person, company, more than likely is what shilling is. You're not shilling for yourself. You're promoting yourself. You're bragging, essentially. It's
They're the same word. They just have different connotations. You're using language to set the emotions.
Yes, that's what I'm doing.
One emotion, please.
Can you tell people about your goddamn website again, Michael? I don't
recommander.cards.
Tell them about your YouTube channel, too.
Yeah, I have a YouTube channel where I'm going to talk about probably recommander.cards. I should make a promotional video, but like, I do a lot of things. You could find all of them at my website, gamesfreaksa.info. The letter's not the word.
Beautiful. S-A. S-A. The letter's not the word. You should definitely figure out what those letters mean, Michael.
It's whatever I want it to mean at any given time.
Games Freak, some asshole.
I've used that one before.
Of course you did. That's why I remember it. So I'd like to shout out two things. First of all, we've had them on the podcast before, but I've really been enjoying Heroes Blade Vibe Check a ton. They every time they put out an episode, I throw it on. It's always really long. They talk about video games. Empress Quinn makes some new music. Cole talks about a new deck. Empress Quinn talks about a new deck. Sometimes they have a guest on to talk about a new deck of theirs. They're always talking about Magic at like at a much less spiky level, and they're advocates of like the combat phase, and they're really a good time. So shout out to Heroes Blade Vibe Check. I also want to shout out. Could this be a little bit of a sneaky preview of something? I got into this band a little while ago, and they put out an album last year. I'm just gonna pull out the name of the album real quick.
It's called American Idiot.
Yeah, they put it out.
I got into this band.
I just got into this band called Green. Have you heard of the Beatles? There's this band. They put out an album in August called "The Illusion of Our Choices in a World of No Options," and they're called Abrupt Decay. And I've come to find out that they're named after the Magic card. So Abrupt Decay, I've also found out, is a Canadian band. And I especially want to shout out Canadian bands who play Magic the Gathering and put out insane, chaotic, I don't know what to call this. It's hardcore. It's nuts. I've been listening to the album for weeks now, and just like, it's awesome. Right up there. It's one of my favorite albums of the year, along with the Callous Cowboys, I Don't Want to See You in Heaven, and Stay Inside's Longer, in case you guys wanted to check out some music that I'm into. But shout out to Abrupt Decay, Magic adjacent, I'll tell you that much. And their album, The Illusion of Choice in a World with No Options, as well as the Heroes Blade Vibe Check, recommander.cards, and gamesfreak.info. Shout out to Tyler Buck and edhrec.com. Shout out to EDH Recast. Why not? Sister podcast. And shout out to you for listening. Thank you to Player B for the submission. Thank you for listening. Morgan Sanchez is Indigo Gentleman on Blue Sky. Michael Celani, Games Freak SA on all platforms. gamesfreaksa.info is where you can find all things Michael Celani. But you can find me, Mike Carrozza, MikeCarrozza, on all platforms. You can find me on Blue Sky at Am I the Bolcast? And you can email at amithebolas@gmail.com. But you can also, most importantly, check out Am I the Bolus on edhrec.com every week. Every Wednesday, get a new little story out of it and have me talk about some magic. And if you have any opinions and thoughts you want to share, feel free to send them. I got my phone on me all the time. I check that email constantly. And you know what's fun? Getting a new submission. Send them in. Can't wait to hear from you. So I think with that, we're going to scoot the day and say goodnight, everybody. Does anybody else want to say bye?
No.
Bye.